How did you get seen from just a guy drawing to, I think we could give this guy a major feature film, you know?
Well, I don't know what people are thinking, but it was just, you know, they came to me and they said, look, they said, you know, because the Florida studio had done about 20 minutes of Lion King here, and about 30 minutes of Beauty and the Beast, and about 30 minutes of Aladdin we had done here, just almost as a B unit, not really a B unit, because we were getting A scenes. I mean, we were, you know, Aaron Blaise was animating the Beast, and Mark Hind was animating Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and so we did a lot of, you know, high-end character stuff for those films, and effects work. We were a full studio. We weren't just doing part of it. We would complete scenes from animation to finish shots.
It was a church group film project that kind of got you seen as a director, that got you that short.
We did, yeah. So I had some other Christian friends at Disney, and we made a short film called The Tempter's Voice, and we shot it on 16 millimeter, and we were mostly guys from the effects department. It's funny, a lot of directors come out of the effects department. Gary Trousdale came out of the effects department, myself, and a couple others, but it was Jesus being tempted in the wilderness. And it was a serious, you know, sort of straight up film.
Doing this just in your spare time, kind of a little club?
Just, you know, out of our pocket. I'm doing another film right now. You know, it's out of my own pocket, a short film, but it's a dark, sort of surreal comedy. It's not biblical in any stretch of the imagination.
But they kind of saw you working on that?
Well, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. It's like, this guy's a filmmaker. This guy wants to be a filmmaker. This guy loves making film. So I just think, you know, I think that was noticed, yeah. So we were all saying, we're ready to do a feature, we're going to do a feature. So every time we'd see the bosses, the California bosses would come and visit, you know, and
chasing them around.
And we'd be like, we can do a feature film here, we can do a feature. So one time, the vice president of feature animation said, come to lunch with me. So I went to lunch with him. And he said, look, he says, we want you to develop a feature. And you know, and to be Florida's first feature. So I was the first artist asked to work on this film called Mulan. We called it The Legend of Mulan at the time. But it was there was no real source material. There was one book that they had bought the rights to. It was by a writer named Robert Sanssouci, who had written a children's book about Mulan. The movie doesn't bear much. Sanssouci, huh?
Art of War?
No. This is The Art of War.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, no. This is a children's book about Mulan. But we
Art of War Junior.
We studied The Art of War for Mulan. Actually, we studied that book. So I was like the first artist to ask to develop it, and I just sort of went to my little desk and just started drawing and thinking about things. They said, "Oh, if you want one of the other guys, who do you want?" And I said, "Oh, Rick. You know, I'd like Rick Sluter," and he became the art director for Mulan. And we started developing stuff. Sean Sullivan, some other people, and then really we didn't have the development chops in Florida. We had the production chops. We knew what we were doing when it came to production, but developing a story from nothing almost, and doing storyboards and story reels, we needed some heavier hitters. So Chris Sanders came aboard as the head of storyboarding, and they called the head of story. And Dean Dubois, who just finished directing How to Train Your Dragon 2, he was sort of one of our second story artists. Chenyi Chang, who's an amazing character designer and just artist in general. But the Florida studio was a lot of, people hired right out of school. The best schools, Ringling, and for art, Ringling and Cal Arts and a few others. So we began developing it, but eventually I had to go to California for a couple of years. And there we picked up sort of more talent, convinced them to come to Florida with us, and got the story reels going in a good shape. And then we started production down here.
Yeah. Right.
And we finished the film here. And we went to China for a period of time, and spent time there. One of the funny things was in China, we'd go to these little villages, and we'd say, "Tell us what you know about Mulan," and they would all say, "Well, she's from here." So she can't be from every place, but also too, we wanted to cast a lot of the Asian community of actors in LA, and we didn't stick strictly with people from China, because we had Japanese and others too, but we wanted to, try to get some of that feel to it. And Ming-Na Wen was my idea for a voice, and I had to fight for her a lot, because they're like, she's not well known enough, and I'm like, but she's great, and I'm not sure if she's right. I said, but she's great, and now she's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she's great.
Yeah.
I love her. I went to her wedding reception. It was at a bowling alley. Eddie Murphy was, it was like, Disney had all these sidekicks, and it was like
Can you hear him, by the way?
like a Billy, it's like, do you want to do sort of, a Billy Crystal type or whatever? It's like, well, I don't know, maybe, somebody like, and it's like, it was a weird choice. I think it was a weird choice to Eddie Murphy, but it was fun. He was great, and he was, we recorded always at his house near New York City. And except one time in Miami, where the fire alarm kept going off. That was another story. We had so much fun making that movie. It was just insane fun. 98 Degrees was Stevie Wonder. I don't know where 98 Degrees is, but Stevie Wonder was really cool. And that recording session was amazing to watch that man singing. It's unreal.
Wow.
Unbelievable.